It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in cinema, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And Murray, who for the first time in Film Rage history may have watched every movie we are going to discuss today. I know he saw John Wick 4, A Good Person, and How to Blow Up a Pipeline because he was there with us. I think he watched our Rage or Dare movie with Jim, and rumor has it that he may have even watched our Mesmerized Off movie. Is this true, Merman? Did you actually watch everything?
It may be possible.
Wow. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
And just like Murray's kilt, you will not know the truth until the wind blows. Oh, thanks to all of Sportings. If you love or have been a podcast, please like, subscribe, and share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform, or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film, and we will watch it if it played in cinemas anywhere in the world. Now, let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our sponsor.
Hey, Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, Canyon Meadows Cinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5, $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca.
So many movies, so little time.
There is never enough movies, and there is never enough time.
What?
I'm just saying, there's never enough time to see enough of the movies that we want to see. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. We saw 3 movies in cinemas this week.
Yeah.
2, and then a different one.
Indeed.
Yeah, so
Where are we going to start?
the movie that we've been waiting for, I should
us.
say I have been waiting for over 2 solid years. We are going to be talking about John Wick 4.
All right, let's get into it. John Wick 4 is 6 straight hours of headache-inducing gunshots and over-bloated action sequences. It is loud and obnoxious, and I hated it. There is nothing really to review here. There are few sequences that had any substance. It thinks it is epic, but really it's just another disappointing sequel that has gotten progressively more terrible as the franchise meanders along. And just when I thought it could not get any worse, we get a ridiculous extended car chase sequence with people bouncing off vehicles and asphalt like they are basketballs. This is barely a movie. The only people that could possibly like this are maybe those who watch... I'm getting all upset with this piece of crap that I had to watch. The only people that could possibly like this garbage is possibly people who watch people playing video games. Essentially, that is what this was. We watched John Wick shoot his way through level after level, finally getting to the final level where we get a decent enough ending. Considering the journey to reach our destination was a giant turd, I will say that this was fairly well acted. What are you laughing at over there?
It's so much joy.
I I will say that this was a fairly well acted turd. Other than Keanu Reeves mumbling his way through the 7 or 8 lines of dialogue he had in this. I liked the first John Wick. Not enough that I thought it deserved a sequel, but it wasn't terrible. Every John Wick since then has been awful, and this one, at over 9 hours long, was the worst of them all. And did I mention it was 12 hours long? John Wick 4 was a loud, obnoxious, ridiculous, headache-inducing, criminally long, dumb rage.
Don't hold back there, Bryce. What do you really think?
Sounds like he thought the acting was stellar.
I guess so.
Yeah, by everybody except for the lead.
Oh. Well,
At least I only had to listen to 7 or 8 lines from him in the whole bloody
there
thing.
you have it. You all know that Keanu Reeves movies start at an 11, and then 15 minutes in, it got all the way to 12, Murray. It had all our favorite John Wick friends collection. From the previous 3 films, we got Winston and King and Sharon, plus the #1 Skarsgård, Billy Boy, as the villain. We had amazing fight scenes, like in a church and in a nightclub, and at the Arc de Triomphe. Plus, of course, a fight scene on the stairs with dog scenes where Chomper 6 balls a lot. We have one lady in particular who kicks ass and punch dicks, so you get all the stuff that made the superhero John Wick fun to watch from the very first John Wick. So just to pause here for a moment, John Wick was a Mondo. John Wick 2 was also a Mondo.
Rage.
And John Wick 3 was also a Mondo.
Rage.
I'm just setting a precedence here. But just like when I go to the restaurant where I am sitting with 12 $1 bills out of $10 bills, and everything they do,
You take $1 off?
that's right, they get to lose $1 of the tip.
Yes.
This had nightclub scenes where people are getting shot left and right. And
Well,
yes, I
people are
know
dancing.
it's in Berlin, but even at German sex parties, people are not going to still be dancing in a gun shootout. And
That was an artistic choice.
yeah, artistic is
They actually started fleeing after everything was
no,
done.
not really.
Not
No, they
really.
did.
No,
I saw them all
Well, there's
running.
one person that left.
No, I saw them running at the end.
So they added way too many story ideas with no character development that didn't need to be there. Plus, why was Lawrence Fishburne even in this movie?
I don't know.
Like, it made no sense. Did he add any value based on the ending of the last movie? Like, the last movie ended, and of course, the whole John Wick thing is that it's the next day, and here he is. So they have to bring him in for the first scene, and then he's pretty much absent for the whole movie. Like, they're trying to set something up that never got set up. And where was his samurai sword scars that he received that pretty much almost killed him in the last movie? Like, if you see the last scene in John Wick 3, and then you
Yes.
watch the opening of John Wick 4, he has 0 scars. And literally, he was scarred to fucking death in the end of 3. So I'm like, what? So another $1 here, another $1 there. And by the time we got to the end, which took, as Bryce has already alluded to, way too long, I just wanted someone, and I mean anyone, to just die. And for me to hope and pray that someone would kill John Wick because he was in this way too long is saying a lot.
Yes.
And I don't know who thought it was kitsch to think we needed an homage to the Warriors with the DJ boppers, but that also set me off as well. The Warriors is already a cult film, and it is a perfect piece of cinema. Don't try and overlap it into any other cult film. And yes, I know they started introducing it the last film, and I didn't like it then either. I especially did not like it happening all the time. By the time the end credits rolled, my dollar bills and my love of apparently all of Keanu Reeves' franchise films, where he's made 4 in a series, just did not hit the mark. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Yeah, glad you picked that up. So yeah, I barely had enough cash in the table to tip at a very low meh level for the bill before my love of Keanu waned almost completely. I pray to whatever God is listening, please make it the God of cinema, that he will not make another one of these films. And if he does, please don't make it. I had it as 10 hours long, but I'm kind of leaning more towards your 12 hours. Yeah, so we also got some unpacking to do, I think. But what did Murray have to say about this?
Hey there, Merman.
What was the term you used again? Shit turd or turd nugget or...
I don't remember.
It was something with turd or shit.
He would never use language.
He would
like
never
that.
use the shit word, so it was
No.
turd something.
I think I just...
And turd was a pretty heavy word for you.
Yes.
No, there was definitely turd in it.
Horse poopy.
It was just a giant turd.
There you go. There you go.
It was a fairly well acted turd.
Yeah, so I really did enjoy it. Well, we can pack that later. Murray, what'd you think about John Wick 4?
Yeah, it was 12 hours long. Okay, is Donnie Yen actually blind? I've seen him in 2 films, and he kicks ass as a blind dude in both of them.
Maybe he just does it really well.
I don't think he really is, because I saw his resume, and he
he's-
did a lot
he's
of
not.
action. He's a martial
that's
arts genius,
acting.
but the last 2 movies I've seen him in, he literally was blind in both of them.
He's
Nice.
typecast as a blind martial artist.
Yeah.
I don't know if he actually has the force.
That's quite the niche.
But he does have freakish Jedi powers.
Well, isn't there like another superhero that's like that? Something like Daredevil or something?
He would kick Daredevil's ass.
Yeah, I totally kicked Daredevil's ass.
Especially if it's the Ben Affleck.
No, not the Ben Affleck
Yeah,
version.
Especially the Ben Affleck one.
Especially
Whatever.
Jennifer Garner could kick his ass.
Yeah, that's right.
Ben
Whatever.
Affleck's like the best
Whatever.
Daredevil
The best
ever.
turd.
This film could have been a Mondo based on his performance alone.
Ben Affleck wasn't in this.
Yeah, thank God.
You get sidetracked with your Affleck crap.
That's right.
But since it was almost 3 hours long, there was a bit more to it than just Donnie Yen.
Was there?
The one thing that Keanu Reeves' former stunt double turned director knows, it's action sequences. Bodies were literally flying around in every scene. That traffic scene in Paris was insane.
It was insane in my brain.
I think I counted at least 4 times that Wick was run over by speeding cars.
Yes.
And just gets up every single time.
He's a
He just
superhero.
bounces like a basketball.
That's right.
There were a lot of characters I liked in this latest Wick flick. First off, the Japanese lady Hawkeye was awesome.
Who kicks ass and punch dicks.
I just wish she had joined up with the hero. She disappeared way too soon.
Yep.
The German odd job with the gold teeth and huge purple suit was funny,
He was awesome.
but ridiculous.
He was Redonkia.
Of course, I previously mentioned Donnie Yen, who's probably the only assassin in the whole film with honor and morals. The bad guy, played by one of the Skarsgård kids,
The number 1 Skarsgård.
had 0 humanity or honor.
Right.
Considering
Correct.
he was supposed to be the main guy from this precious high table with all of their ridiculously stupid rules.
He's taking it in a new direction.
He had no honor code at all.
Murray, this is going a different direction. What's going on?
Yeah, he is quickly becoming my least favorite Skarsgård.
What?
Pennywise, that
Yes.
creepy dude from Deadpool 2.
Yes.
And now this.
Yes.
I don't think he knows how to be anything but creepy. So, yeah. I will take any of the Skarsgårds, even the one who's been in like one movie, over this guy.
Oh no.
Wasn't a big fan of the black dude with the dog.
He was fine.
He was okay.
Loved the dog though, but his owner was pretty wishy-washy and bland. Couldn't decide whether to kill Wick or save him. Changed his mind every 5 minutes.
He was in love with him.
Overall, I love the unbelievable action scenes and the predictable but satisfying ending. But like other John Wick films, just an action-packed meh.
Oh, we were so close to all being on the same page.
Freaking long.
Yeah, you know, this was actually a hot mess. Like, if Murray, I'm almost completely on side with well, no, I'm on side with nothing you said. Other than the action sequences in this were good. But you know what? To be quite honest, to Bryce's point, I really did feel this was kind of like a video game.
It felt like a video game.
It really did. It was like he had to do another level, and at the end of the level, he had another boss that he had to destroy.
Yeah.
And then I was just waiting for the coins to have to pick up, but that never happened either. I was kind of like, you know,
we just kept on going through levels of the video game. It's on to the next, and then we got the final showdown.
And they didn't all of the characters that had been such a big size of this franchise were just thrown away to add new characters. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this another... I mean, it's not owned or run by Disney, but is it another ploy that is like, well, now we've got new characters that we can put in another movie?
Who knows?
Like, is this what's happening here? Because it really was, you know, my love of Keanu has actually, I've never said this, and I've seen a lot of his bad movies.
Yes.
You know that.
Oh, I know.
Remember we saw Replicas? Remember we saw?
Yeah, we did.
Remember when we saw
Replicas? Oh, God.
And, you know, I was not impressed. I mean, I still love Keanu and everything he does, but this was a bad choice, man. This was like, it was like, did the Wachowskis help write this or something? Like, what was, you know, it was like, it was like if he's made a fourth in any series, it's going to be what did you call it? A turd.
It's a turd.
Did he make 4 Bill and Ted's?
I called it actually.
No, he's only made 3.
A giant turd.
Was a big turd too.
Yeah, no, it was a man. So yeah, because it was Bill and Ted.
He needs
to
make your more original movies.
All right.
That's enough of that.
Yes.
That turdness.
Yes.
Well, we also saw a movie in cinemas, which, you know, was a little bit of a debate whether or not we saw this one or something different. We had some discussion around it, but we ended up seeing a movie to try and match Bryce's personality.
Oh.
A good person.
That's me.
Yeah. I am saying that with complete sarcasm.
No, you are not.
And okay. Pugh is slowly becoming one of my favorite young actors.
She's really good.
And in this film, it really shows how deep her talents truly go. Plus, Morgan Freeman, as usual, is and was absolutely brilliant. In fact, the whole cast, in my opinion, on this film were fantastic.
Well acted.
The story of loss and addiction and hatred and love is a tough film at times to watch. Watching the repair and destruction of one family as they deal with grief is a very tough story to tell. The characters in this were deep and flawed, and at the same time, they are human, and you are rooting for them, every single one of them, as they try desperately to recover and find reasons to love and live again. Inside all the despair that comes from this film, there is also light and humor that is brilliantly written into the fabric of this powerful story. This is a tough story to watch at times, but it's not necessarily a tough film to like. This, with all its stuff that's good, we have 2 things that we have to remember from this. Number 1, do not text and drive. That is the first rule of this film.
That's good. That's
good advice, right?
Advice.
Yeah.
I think I know someone who does that.
And yeah. Well, I don't do it anymore after seeing this movie. And also, for those of us lucky enough to have seen this in cinemas, it is to know that this film was Mondo. I loved it.
Wow.
I thought it was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mer?
Well, I really didn't think I'd like this film. After our 3-hour or 12-hour Wick Fest, My Coke Zero induced adrenaline rush was ready to crash. Enter a 2-hour slow drama.
Yes.
With the voice of God himself,
Yes.
Morgan Freeman. That man could put an insomniac to sleep with his soothing tones. That didn't start off well. The trailers leading up to it sure didn't help either. There were at least 3 crappy rom-coms / historical dramas. One was Celine Dion. I personally happen to
What is going on?
Did I finish, please?
Yes.
I personally happen to love the Canadian diva, but only when she sings. I can't believe they actually let her act. To top it off, we had...
Was she in this movie?
No, it's the trailer.
Getting there.
He's talking about his rage-filled
What
trailers.
my state was when
That's
this
right.
movie
His
started.
state of mind.
Why I
was,
almost walked out when
That's
it
right.
started.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And
Get back.
I'll try to follow.
After all those
Duh.
crappy trailers, we at the top it off we had 2 back-to-back trailers with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
And you all know how I feel about that D-bag.
Man,
Yeah.
he is so
Sorry,
good.
that giant turd.
Whatever. The finest actor of mine or anybody else's generation,
I was
Mr.
gonna
Ben
say that.
Affleck.
First off, I was blown away by the musical talent of one Florence Pugh. I don't know if it's a thing she does often, but I have a huge soft spot for actors who sing. Nicole Kidman, Ewan McGregor, Anne Hathaway, John Travolta, Hugh Jackman, Meryl Streep, etc. What I was not expecting was the pure emotional gravitas she could deliver. The last thing I saw her in was Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah.
Before
She was
that,
good in it.
that was Black Widow, I think.
She's also good in that.
Yeah.
Her character in this
accent.
film was so tortured, so flawed. Her tough emotional journey was heart-wrenching. Then there's Mr. Morgan Freeman. This film is proof that older actors can still deliver.
And choose good movies.
Yes, while most of today's octogenarian Hollywood elite are phoning it in with dull performances in bad films, it was refreshing to see Freeman can still act the hell out of anybody else on screen.
But he has made some of those films lately
Yes,
as well.
didn't say they're all good.
I know.
I'm saying he's capable
still,
of it.
Yeah.
He's still good in
At
them, though.
freaking 120 years old, he can still do it.
You're preaching to the choir, mister.
Wait, is he 120?
I don't know. It feels like it.
I think he's not
I
quite
think he's
that
like
old.
90 though.
119, though.
I think he's 90.
I don't know how much longer we'll be blessed to have him on this planet, but I enjoy nearly everything he does, even the stuff you guys don't.
Nice.
Matching him with Florence Pugh was a perfect pairing, and this film had just enough humor to keep it from being depressing.
Huh?
Because, yeah, it's a very depressing subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have some questions.
Oh.
Okay.
Like why somebody with a drug addiction isn't able to get help with rehab and detox.
Because they
If
couldn't
that's the
afford
way
it.
it is in America,
Yep.
Yes.
that's just messed up.
Yep.
Yep.
Nobody should ever have to go through that alone. So as much as I don't like slow dramas with lots of talking, this was a mondo.
What is happening right now?
2 Mondos.
2 Mondos. Well, Bryce.
It's on
Rise.
there. Well.
Come on, Bryce.
All right. A good person is a shining example of how truly great performances can elevate a film.
Yes.
This is the case as Florence Pugh and Morgan Freeman take this overstuffed and slightly preachy story of grief, pain, forgiveness, accountability, and redemption and make it watchable. There are scenes in here that are perfect. The scene in the bar where Allison, played by Pugh, encounters some folks from her past
Yes.
and comes to realize that the people she once looked down on were now looking down on her. It is one of many scenes early on that were brutally honest and made this movie and made me think that I was really going to love this movie. And Morgan Freeman is Daniel. He's back in a role with a little substance that we have not really seen in a while. It was nice to see him sink his teeth into a character as opposed to the caricatures he has been playing as of late. As mentioned, Freeman and Pugh's performances made this worth watching. I just wished that it preached less and showed more. And I really wish they could have not over-explained the train set. I hate when a film shows me something, such as Daniel's train set, that is obviously representing the way he wished his life could have been, and then they explain to us in a paint-by-numbers way that this is the case, with some stupid verbal explanation that was not needed. He put his dad in the set at the station. His dad in real life was face down drunk in the front yard. No need to explain anything else. We get it. The train set is his ideal life. See how annoying it is, me explaining this to you? That is how I felt for a lot of this film. But I loved Pugh, and I was so happy to see Freeman play a character with substance again. So a good person was meh.
Yeah, so I'm going to completely disagree with your comment about the train set because...
Me too.
They just hammered it home. It was ridiculous.
But they weren't hammering
any idiot watching it could see. You don't have to sit there and over-explain every detail. Especially something...
Okay, calm down, Junior.
Oh, I don't.
What?
I'll
they weren't explaining it.
I'll get worked up again soon about this same topic. Don't worry about that.
They were not explaining it for us. That scene had to happen so that Pugh understood him and everything about him.
No. The thing is, that's not where it stopped, though, Jim. That is not where it stopped.
I know, but that's the whole thing with this film is it's a character film. And so for them to have the level of character development, they had to have them interact in times
where they did interact.
I will agree with you.
And Pugh totally understood as soon as she saw the ideal situations that he was making in this set.
Yeah, but without some of that, he didn't.
And then when the truth comes out later on with the son, then it all comes together. We didn't need a giant explanation of everything.
Yeah, I disagree.
Let's not. We're treating the public like they're a bunch of idiots.
It's not the public. To me, that scene was important.
Absolutely not.
To me, that scene was important.
Nope.
Because to me, it helped her to fully understand him as a character. If they wouldn't have had that conversation, it wouldn't have been as meaningful to her.
She was not an idiot.
Yeah, well, hello, she's a drug addict. Idiot. Of course she was an idiot. I am going to completely disagree with everything you said there, other than not everything you said specifically about the movie, but about the over-explaining. I thought it was perfect.
It was not perfect.
It was, you know what? It was better than perfect. Because Murray also agrees.
Yeah. That's right. Whoopee.
And sometimes, this may come as a surprise to you, sometimes when they make the movie, they're actually making scenes for the other characters, not us.
No, that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, though,
it's
Jim.
Everything.
No.
Everything.
No.
You're saying that she wasn't stupid, but we know she was.
No, we don't know that. She fell into...
She was a drug addict.
Yeah, and she ended up being a drug addict because of the circumstances in her life, which I would think you would be sympathizing with.
Of course I'm sympathizing.
Well, then, okay, but you're calling her
But she's also a dum-dum.
No, she's not a dum-dum. Stuff happened. This is where it led her. She is not an unintelligent person that was established well before all the other stuff that went on.
Went dumb.
Life happens. You're just annoying the hell out of me right
I love it. So far, we're off to a great start. We haven't agreed on anything. This is the best time I could have in any event anywhere. Now,
yes.
The third thing that we got to see, which is a bit of a surprise, right?
I guess.
Well, we weren't necessarily going to see it until
I knew it was happening.
We all knew that this was happening.
I didn't know I was going to get to go to it, though.
Yeah. So we got to see a pre-screening of How to Blow Up a Pipeline. And this is being released probably internationally.
Yeah.
No, it's I think the 14th of April. It's coming to Canada.
Next week or two, anyway.
Yeah. So this film is, to me, anyway, I found this maverick type film style that the director has, who is Daniel Goldhaber, who's his style is gritty. At the same time, I found it the development of the characters and how they portrayed them come to the realization of who they were and how they became in the film. I also like the fact that every single character was very well defined within it. Mm-hmm. So for me, again, this is another character-driven film that the ultimate goal is to blow up a pipeline. And here's a bit of a surprise. They blow it up. But because they explain it. And I love the fact they don't explain anything in this film, but at the same time, they explain everything in this film.
Yeah, they jump right into the action without you really knowing what's going on. And as you say, they really don't explain it, but by the time you're working through this whole thing, everything's explained. And you understand everybody's motivations. You understand where everybody's coming from. Every character, and there's quite a few of them.
Yeah.
You get them all, and you do. So yeah, no, it in that respect, it really did develop everything really well. I like how they jumped into the action and then jumped back in time to kind of explain things. It was actually really well done from that respect.
Yeah, I mean, Murray, what did you think? Because this is a bit of a difference for us because we literally just saw this film like an hour ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I unfortunately have to disagree with you a little bit. Whereas with a good person, I like things explained to me. I don't like being thrown into stuff without any idea what's going on. And the start of this movie, there were way too many characters. I couldn't keep them all straight. I didn't know what the hell they were, like, where they all came from. They were so different. Like they would never belong in the same social circle. And I had no idea why they were all brought together. And it took the entire movie, including the last 10 minutes, to explain why they were doing what they were doing.
That's the genius of it.
That to me took too long. I enjoy knowing who the characters are right away, so I can be invested in them. That's the one thing I didn't like about it. I mean, there were some pretty good characters, other than maybe the stoner couple, which I instantly disliked and never really warmed up to.
I thought they were awesome.
God, there's idiots.
They're good. I like them.
But yeah, I mean, they all did. It was kind of weird to see Native American and a couple of black
named
girls and like a redneck with a gun.
I know. Everybody's coming together,
who was
baby.
Probably at least 10, 15 years older than all of them. He would never even go to the same bar
except
as them.
in these circumstances.
Except in the circumstances that brought them all together.
Circumstances brought them all together.
No, they explained it throughout the movie.
You know what, Murray?
It just took too long for me to get invested in it. I mean, the payoff was still pretty good, but I don't like being thrown into the middle of a movie with no idea what's going on.
Murray has just convinced me. I thought I was giving this a meh, but the more he talks, the more I realize this was Mondo.
It was absolutely Mondo.
And looking at my watch every 5 minutes, I'm like, when are they going to blow up the damn pipeline?
Too long to
blow up the pipeline. I don't know how long this movie was, and that's another reason why I'm giving it a Mondo. I honestly don't know how long this movie was, but it felt like it was about 45 minutes.
It was an hour and 43 minutes.
There is no way that was an hour and 43 minutes.
It was an hour.
It started and bang, it was over. It's like, holy crap, the movie's... I couldn't believe the credits were rolling. That went by in a snap of the finger.
As soon as the credits started coming up, I got up thinking it was over because I was gonna,
But there was more.
Because I was gonna open the doors because being a good volunteer of
you are.
I was there to help out. Then I turn around, I'm like, oh shit, there's more action going on. Like this thing isn't over yet. I'm like, when is it over? I'm waiting for the credits to roll because they just kept popping up credits.
Yes.
And then we go back to video, and I'm like, when
was
is
this
really
an hour and 43 minutes long?
Yeah, hour and 43 minutes.
I thought it was, honestly, I thought this was probably one of the shortest. I thought that, I was saying, it felt like about 60 minutes. I thought, well, it's probably, then I was, maybe it was 77, 78 minutes. Yep. It was definitely not 80 minutes long. But you're telling me
it's an hour and 43 minutes.
You're telling me it was over 100 minutes long.
That is 100%.
I looked
it's 103 to be exact.
Wow.
Yeah, and you got to also remember that besides the hour and 43 minutes, there was a 45 minutes before that where there was something else that we were there for.
Yes.
So in all, I was sitting in, unfortunately, uncomfortable chairs for over 2 hours. So
Which is actually a pretty good
I
thing
was
for Murray.
fidgeting pretty good.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm sure it
you-
was perfectly comfortable.
Well, mine
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah, well, both your butts are very different, so
Ah.
it's you know.
I mean, yeah, it's not like I didn't enjoy it. I mean, it was overall a well-made movie.
So you're saying it was a man?
I just didn't like how it started.
Yeah, I loved everything.
I
about it.
loved
And
how it
I wanted
started.
them to get to
I
it a
love
lot
how
sooner.
it got to the middle, and then I also loved how
they
it
pretty
ended.
much jumped right into action, though, Murray.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I didn't know who
What was
the hell-
happening.
who the hell anybody was.
I know that was great.
They
That's
didn't
what
even
kept
give
you.
them names. They just had them like.
I
show up.
know that's what kept you involved and into the story.
Murray likes it when the movie starts at the beginning
Yeah.
and then goes in a linear track to the end of the movie,
Oh,
where the
Murray.
beginning
I'm
part
one of
spells.
those
It's like a
dumb-
Disney thing.
I'm one of those dummies who likes things explained to me. Maybe
Yeah.
you don't, but
You're
I
not-
do.
You're not gonna like my rage then.
Yeah.
Probably aren't. Anyway, no, I thought it was all right. It was a meh.
All right. Well, you know what?
Yeah, I'm giving it Mondo now. I'm
Yeah.
convinced. I thought it was meh, but the more I'm thinking about it, I can't believe it was an hour and 43 minutes long.
It was.
Like it literally went by in an instant.
Can I just say, of all the actors in this,
Yep.
to me, the person who played Michael, played by Forrest Goodluck,
Forrest Goodluck was freaking awesome.
Is the
in this.
Boo Boo Stewart of
Yes.
2023.
He's so good in this.
Like,
Well, he
Oh
seemed-
my
seemed to be the only
goodness.
one who was taking it seriously most of the time.
no, they're
Wow, they were all taking it
some too
seriously.
busy
they're all
drinking and getting high.
Yes,
Yeah,
this
that's-
is Murray. This is this is what the movie was.
Whereas he was like the guy making the bombs. Like, you know,
Yeah.
if I get blown up, who cares? Like,
Well-
He was. They all had their role, Murray.
Yep,
No.
every single one.
And no, I'm not going to have the guys that are like drunk and getting stoned, and they're not going to be building the bombs.
No,
There's no
they're
way.
to
not.
let him handle the bombs. Which
That's
is
right.
Also a
Michael
mistake.
builds the bombs because Michael
Yeah.
has his head on.
Michael rowed
Yeah.
the boat
He
ashore.
still almost blew himself up.
Yep,
He did.
and they all just about blew themselves
blew it
up.
up real
Yes.
good.
Yeah. So ultimately, what we're saying is, Bryce and I think you should definitely see this in
Oh
cinemas.
yeah, no, you should definitely see it.
when it comes out, and hope we didn't put too many spoilers. I mean, it's
Yeah,
called How to Build a Blow up a Pipeline.
yeah.
Well, it's based on a book. You can read the book.
Yeah, exactly,
Find out.
exactly.
Or
and
you
then
can
watch
watch
the movie.
or you could do the other
could
way
do both.
around.
Some people like to
You
read
could,
books.
you
Some
could do
people
them
do.
both. Some people like to watch movies, like us.
There you go.
So yeah,
This isn't Buck Rage, Murray.
it's yeah.
I know it ain't TV rage either because
That's
you
right.
guys don't own TVs.
We own movie watching devices.
Movie watching monitors is what you.
That's right.
What you own.
That's what we have. This was a good week. There was a lot of There's a lot of mess this week.
There was something.
Are you going to bring some joy to us? Are we talking about Morgan Freeman movies today,
Depends
Mark?
on who you talk to. After all the rage I had last week, and I
Yes.
actually had comments tonight about it from
Yep.
some of our listeners.
Yeah, and so we had people on social media telling us that Murray's rages last week were
So
the
yeah,
best
last
thing that's
week,
happened.
all the rage. Thanks mostly to the movies you guys made me watch.
Yes.
I decided to go to my happy place.
TV.
My happy place has a name. Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, God.
God.
As luck would have it, another one of his films that I've never seen
Oh, no, it's going to be another romantic comedy.
ended up on TV over the weekend.
It's on the Hallmark
That's
Channel.
right. It's The Proposal.
Yeah. Oh, no.
That's right. I never saw it.
I have.
I know what my rage is going to be this
Oh,
week.
God, it's terrible.
Okay, Murray, let's hear it.
I know this film was a rom-com if there ever was one.
Yes.
This one was different. First of all, the entire cast was spectacular.
No.
Sandy Bullock and his royal Ryanness had impeccable comic timing, and dare I say it, on-screen chemistry.
What is going on?
Hey, shut up, Batfleck. Mary Steenburgen, Craig T. Nelson as his folks. Betty White as his Gammy, with his sharp
Betty
wit
White's
and no sense of personal boundaries.
Yeah.
Even the stripper / store clerk / minister Ramon was charming as hell. In between the funny parts and various naughty bits smashing into each other
What funny part.
was a truly heartwarming story. Of course, it was 100% predictable. And since they cast one of the evil vampire bastards from True Blood as the immigration guy, I saw the ending coming a mile away.
Oh, what's a True Blood?
Still didn't stop me from shedding some man tears and giving this a Deadpool-sized mondo. And because I can never get enough of Ryan Reynolds, I watched Definitely Maybe again.
Oh, God!
Why?
Murray!
Like I said, it's my happy place.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, watching Elizabeth Banks, Rachel Weisz, Isla Fisher fight over his hotness, and his cute as a button daughter, Abigail Breslin,
What is going
made
on?
for a cuddly double feature. And watching 2 John Candy films after that. Made a Super Mondo weekend.
So Murray had a reset. He had so much.
I needed to find it after my rage.
Oh my God, this is the best.
So there, Mr. Batfleck lover.
That's the best. Oh, Murray, you bring me so much joy.
Yeah, well, deal with it. You love Keanu Reeves. I love Ryan Reynolds.
I loved
so
Keanu Reeves.
there.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Sweet rage. I love you so. So I don't have much to rage about this week other than my rage this week is 100% going to my number one man crush, Keanu Reeves. Apparently, if there's 4 movies in one of his series, he should have ended it at 3. That's just the rule. Like, if you're making nobody makes a quadrilogy. I knew it had a quad in it somewhere.
Yeah.
If you're going to make a quadrilogy, and I'm hoping that this is the bookend of the quadrilogy, just don't do it. Just make...
Or you know what's even better?
What?
Just make 1.
Yeah, that's even better. I would agree. Except, you know what? I just love the first 3. I just did. I didn't find them like video games. I found them just endearing, and I love them. So, and... the characters they added were good, and there's lots of good action scenes.
Okay, back
But
to your
this
rage.
one-
Stop defending all the good stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, the rage ultimately is don't make number 4. Because we all know 2 is Pooh, 3 is for me, and 4, I don't even know what 4
Well,
is.
if 2 is Pooh,
Yes.
4 is double Pooh.
There you go. That's the rule from now on. Except number 1 is number 1.
Yes.
Number 2 is definitely Pooh.
Yes.
And 3, it's for me sometimes because I love going number 3.
Yes.
But number 4 is definitely double Pooh. That's it. My hands are in the air. I'm done.
Yes.
Keanu, you better redeem yourself, buddy, in your next film, or I may remove you from my 11 list. I'm just going to say that right now. That's it. That's all I got. I'm sure no one's going to debate me.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
As an actor, I probably agree with you, but as a human being, he's still one of the
He's the best
most
person that's
awesome
ever lived.
people on the planet.
Yeah, he is.
That will make me always go see his movies.
Yeah.
What?
Go. See, he loves the person. He's gonna see them.
Personality has a lot to do with it.
It's
That's
true,
That's
Murray.
why I can't
No,
stand
it's
the
got nothing to
D-bag
do
Ben
with it.
Affleck.
That's right.
It's got
Because
zero to
Affleck
do
is
with it.
such an asshole. I will never go see
Some
it.
of the most
hey, wait a
talented
minute.
people in the world are
Just
just
saying.
terrible.
Doesn't
No.
matter how good his acting is.
You know what? There's a rage
He-
going on here, and it's mine.
He's a
Yeah.
dirtbag.
It's time to
so I'll never see
transition.
his movies. Case closed.
Apparently, Murray needs his own rage. I'm sitting with bated breath here.
What's that now?
I'm just so excited to hear what you're raging about this week.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about it.
I have a feeling he just wrote it 5
Was it about Murray's choice of movies that he watched?
No.
Okay, then what was it?
Yeah, and this isn't necessarily talking about the movie that I saw this week. It's just talking in general. My rage is the fact that more often than not, movies over-explain things, which just bogs down the projects. Gone are the days of symbolism and interpretation. We seem to be in an era where every detail is explained so the movie-going public doesn't have to use their brains. It is contributing to the dumbing down of society, and that is scary, as society is already plenty dumb as is. That's my rage.
You know, most times I would agree with you. But in this case, I don't. But that's okay.
Really? You don't think that stuff's getting over-explained in movies to the point where it's ridiculous?
Agree. That's what I said. I agree with you. But where that one was generated from, because we know
I understand where it was generated, but in general...
No, I would 100% agree.
You don't agree in that particular case, even though I'm right.
Even though you're not, but
I
in
would general,
agree.
yes.
Yes, absolutely.
It's frustrating. It's like you take a movie that it's good, and then they just sit there and explain it to the point where it's like, just stop. I'm not dumb. Just let them. It's frustrating.
Or even just, to me, a perfect ending in a lot of films is that I can interpret how it's going to end.
Exactly. It's like, could it have? You actually have to think about it.
Right.
Did it happen? What just happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you know what? Is that what just happened? That's how it should be.
And then we can generate conversation.
Yes.
Exactly.
Instead, we've got paint by numbers. Spell it out like it's in a frickin' preschool
holding hands, skipping
book.
Down the sidewalk.
Oh my God.
Everything is jolly and merry.
Anyways,
what do you say, Mur?
Well, I hate to throw it out there again.
I love it.
The number one reason why studios make movies is to make money.
And the people that go see them?
90% of people who go see movies are morons. So that's
true.
why they make them for them. They don't make them for
us
discerning film goers. They make them for the masses who don't want to have to think.
Yes, that want to see
and they want to
a
make
remake
their
of
billions.
Top Gun or
so, they don't
another
give a
Marvel
crap
movie.
about that. So, not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's the way the world works.
He's
So
right.
You know what, Bryce?
You know what?
Read a book.
There you go. Read a book. Wait, put that in your sack and smoke it. No, that's
right.
Put your it's your sorries in a sack.
That's right.
Stuff your sorries in a sack.
There you go.
That's right.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Well, we got to see in what my opinion is one of Denis Villeneuve's best films he's ever made.
I hate science fiction, but man, this was a good movie.
He is a god.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't hate science fiction. Actually, the science fiction movies I love, I really, really love. I just hate garbage science fiction, which unfortunately most of them fall into.
You're wrong, but that's okay. The fact is, Murray didn't like this movie.
I didn't like it the first time, and I am like one of the world's biggest Amy Adams fans.
He is.
But
at any rate, we should maybe say what the movie is.
We saw Arrival.
And why did we see it, Jim?
And it wasn't The Arrival, it was Arrival.
Yeah, The Arrival's with Charlie Sheen.
Exactly. We saw it because Forrest Whitaker was versus Michael Stuhlbarg. Because they're both mesmerizing.
They are.
And we had to decide.
To the credits, they're right beside each other in the list.
That's right.
Yeah, and they both were in the movie for the same amount of time, weren't they?
No, they were not.
Not even close.
No.
I just know that every time Stuhlbarg was on the screen, I was absolutely mesmerized.
Yeah, this is...
And he must have been in there for like 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah. This is one of those ones that's kind of tough because our rules state Stuhlbarg had to have been in there 5 minutes, and he was definitely not.
No.
Because
he had that whole scene.
Yeah, that was like 30 seconds.
Maybe. That was his longest scene.
I know when he's on screen, it feels like he's on for hours, but in this case, it was only...
Trust me, because I hit my
He was so good.
I hit my stopwatch every time he showed up.
Yep.
And never got past 15 seconds.
Yeah.
In any scene he was in.
That's not
true. Until the very end.
It's 100% true. But, okay.
He was in the room when they were...
Okay, let's just dial it back.
Right.
Murray, first off, in your opinion, if we weren't talking of timing, would you have said Stuhlbarg was more mesmerizing than Forrest Whitaker?
No.
All right, well, then that doesn't go anywhere anyway. But thank God, because I would have said Stuhlbarg, and you would have said Stuhlbarg. But it doesn't matter because he wasn't in it for 5 minutes.
That's right.
So, Forrest, you're on thin ice, buddy.
So, yeah, try
You're going to have to try again.
But you're still mesmerizing.
You're still mesmerizing.
And you're very good in this. but
he was very good.
I got
Stuhlbarg's
like
so
5
good.
more Forrest Whitaker movies.
That's perfect. You know what? Let's do a Forrest Whitaker.
I like Forrest Whitaker
So do I.
movies.
You know what? There was a reason
one of
he
them-
was mesmerizing.
Hey, who's in Fast Times at Ridgemont High? I haven't seen that in a while. Is
Yeah,
there someone on our list other than...
Sean Penn, but he's untouchable.
That's right.
Ah, darn.
Damn straight he is.
Plus, Forrest
Forrest
Whitaker's-
Whitaker's
Well,
Yeah, I know he's
there's-
not in it for that long, though.
he's
He's just
not.
in with
There's
yeah.
one that I hesitate to bring up because...
But he was really
But
good
they're
in
both in it about the same length of time.
All right.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Like, does he have a car?
Forrest Whitaker and Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh,
You know the movie, don't you?
I have a feeling, but you're going to tell us.
Rogue One.
Nice.
And they're both in it about the same length, and maybe more than 5 minutes, but yeah.
Is that the Star Wars movie?
That's
Yeah.
the Star Wars.
that was one of the good ones.
That's the best Star Wars movie.
Yeah, like Forrest plays a character from the cartoon, which I never saw, who's only in it the first like half hour of the movie, and then Mads plays her dad, who is there for slightly more.
You know what?
Forrest versus Mads.
Do you wanna go with that one?
Yeah, let's do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
Well, and also just for the plain simple fact that they're both pretty mesmerizing people.
Yes.
And let's hope that they're both in it 5 minutes
Yes.
to see. So, Murray, are you making a prediction here?
I would probably say Mads, but who knows?
Who knows indeed?
Who knows indeed? Well, we'll know once we make the
shadow
decision.
knows.
The shadow knows for sure. Well, I think that's about it then.
All
That's
right.
all you guys got?
We have the sadness. You know what?
Sadness.
Yeah, I was just glad I watched so much Michael Stuhlbarg this week. I had a bit of a Stuhlbarg-gasm.
There you
I
go.
honestly never even heard of him until I saw the TV show Fargo.
There you go. So you know how awesome he is.
Yeah, he was alright.
Now you can go watch all his movies
Yeah,
because he's amazing.
sure.
Yes, he is.
It is with heavy heart I report to you this week, Ragelings, that last week on the podcast, both Jim and Bryce had their balls removed. They also once again feared the Reaper, aka me, aka the God of Rage, aka the nerdy photographer, and decided yet again to pull from our listeners' dare bag, or as they affectionately call it now, the bag of meh. Hopefully, the adventures of Ford Fairlane can get the job done. Although with not one remaining ball between them, I'm not sure I hold out much hope. This week, it's B-Baby's turn, and no, Bryce, you don't get a choice. You must pick from Jim's bag of torturous rage. Now let's check in with our two empty sackers and see what they have to say about one of my and the Merman's favorite movies. Little known fact, this movie was originally developed as a vehicle for Mickey Rourke. I highly recommend giving the source stories a read. However, I digress. Let's see if the boys need a good Bleach recommendation from Art Mooney after watching the Dice Man in action.
I didn't know that actually.
I think Mickey Rourke would have actually been really good in this.
I think so too.
A
Imagine.
lot better than
Imagine how-
Andrew
He
Dice
is funny,
Clay.
that's for sure.
Yeah. Great. What do you think, Bryce? Come on, Bryce.
I'm not going to talk about this much because it was just. But here it goes. The Adventures of Ford Fairlane takes an unlikable hero and pits him against villains that I could not care less about in a story about. I have no freaking idea what this was about. I honestly don't. I just watched a frickin' 90-minute movie and I have no clue what this was about. I guess he's a rock and roll detective.
That's right.
I have no idea what he was detecting. I don't understand anything that was going on. What was this about? I don't know. The only thing in this was entertaining in the least was watching Ed O'Neill dancing and singing booty time across the USA. Booty time, yeah. That was hilarious.
It was
That 30 seconds was Mondo. But this movie equivalent of a dude making fun of someone that is not even in the room was an absolute rage.
Bryce, really? With every single B-list actor and musician in the 80s, there was no lack of potential talent in this. And yet, not one person could actually act to save their souls. Who needs acting when we have Andrew Dice Clay, who also can't act? but he laughs at his own jokes
And twitches a lot.
that he sets himself up for
Hilarious.
so he can laugh
Ha ha ha.
at himself. Because this is comedy. But but then we got Gilbert Gottfried,
Yeah.
who shows up and makes me laugh. Gilbert Gottfried, here's to you.
That's
Sucking my dick. And also watching Andrew Dice Clay walk dance along crying money, 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 made me laugh for 5 solid minutes. In fact, I think we had to pause the film so I could stop laughing. That
Really?
scene alone
That
made
did
me
nothing for
want
me.
to fall in love with this movie. And it's got a koala puppet, a boat named the Mighty Penis,
Penis.
Freddy Krueger dying by a TV set to
Hello,
the
hello.
head,
He was
Freddy
terrible in
Krueger dying by collision
Hello,
in a
hello.
hearse in a graveyard, Freddy
Terrible.
Krueger dying by piano, Freddy Krueger dying by bullet to the head.
Terrible.
And just like in all the Freddy movies before and after, Ford Fairlane, we think he's dead, but he keeps coming back. Because you know what?
Double tap.
Freddy's back. At least that's what I got from the message from this movie. But nothing in this movie, to Bryce's point, makes any sense. Not science sense, not logical sense, not any sense. It's literally the stupidest movie with the corniest ending of any movie I have ever seen in my entire life. If you check your mind at the door and allow yourself to laugh at the 5 things in this that were funny, you might not completely hate this. I really tried to hate this. God damn, I tried to hate this movie. But it became a movie that, to me, was so awful, I couldn't stop laughing at how terrible it was. Plus the joy on Murray's face at every awful, and I mean awful,
That's right.
terrible joke just brought joy to the heart of my little cockles. Now, I did laugh at 5 things. So, Darebag, you're off to a great start. This is a meh for me.
Oh my
I
God.
didn't hate it.
What is wrong with you?
It
This isn't a rage. What is?
It was literally the worst movie I've seen, but I had so much fun watching it. Because watching Ed O'Neill do the dance,
The booty time dance was great.
Gilbert Gottfried
Yes.
getting electrocuted
Wasn't good.
was awesome. Watching the money
Did nothing for
made
me.
me absolutely laugh, and all the peripheral characters, they just made me laugh. They were all
I love Wayne Newton
they're-
too.
yeah,
He's
Wayne
Wayne
Newton-
Newton was terrible.
Wayne Newton,
Loved
yeah,
him.
Priscilla Presley was terrible.
yeah,
Everybody was
terrible, but that's what made it
Lauren
funny.
Holly
point.
was like
Oh my
cringe-inducing. Every thing she did in
Yeah,
there.
this is literally one of the worst movies that's ever been made.
Yeah,
But I still laughed at least 5 times. In a comedy, that's like unheard of for me. Even if I was laughing at it, it was I
and
still had.
I laughed once.
Aw, you laughed at Ed O'Neill, but he sang it twice. He should have laughed
right,
twice.
he did.
Yeah, just the first time when he did the little dance with it.
The dance was
The
good.
dance was good.
Yeah, and it had Morris Day.
That's right.
So I mean, come on.
It had Morris.
And she
barely
leaves.
had Morris Day.
They
So
should have had more Morris Day.
Maybe it would have been better if there was more Morris Day. Momo, man.
Momo all the way. You know, I'm not going to judge you for raging on this because it is truly terrible.
It
and
is indeed.
if you would have saw this with Murray, you might have had a little bit of cockles warming as well.
I don't think I would have.
I 100% expected you both to rage about this, and that's okay
Yeah.
because
Because you know how terrible
the great
it is.
Casey and I absolutely love it.
The
As a
great
matter
and
of fact,
powerful God
I
of Rage.
own this, and I brought it over to watch with Jim.
That's
There you
right.
go.
My personal collection.
That's right. And
I've seen it at least 30 or 40 times, and I laugh every time.
he
I
does.
watch
He
it.
laughs every time. But you know what?
Because it was the 80s.
They
and
were-
that was a simpler time, and I loved it back then.
Because you know what? It didn't make sense, Bryce.
That's right. It doesn't have to make
And
sense.
you know what?
I thought
Murray-
that everything has to be. That's what I say,
No,
Murray. You
that's-
want things to make
no.
sense. What is going on
That's
right
the
now?
millennium. Since 2000, movies have to make sense.
Oh my god!
But the most important thing about this
Yes.
was that actually the case. Murray loves this movie so much that the case was kind of stuck together with a white paste. That's all I want to say. When I took the DVD
'Cause
out
of
of the
Lauren Holly.
box, When I took the DVD out of the box, I had to clean it first.
Yeah, that's our cue to move on.
That's right. So, you're going to pull from my... Well, it was the
And now
Death
you know
by High
why
School musical.
I never put that in my dare bag.
I don't believe that it's my turn this week.
Yeah, I know. You say that all the time. But
Casey
it's
said
100% yours.
Okay, but if I've done like the last 6 or 7 weeks...
Yes. That would be
No.
the truth, but it's not.
No,
Because
you did
what did I
last
watch
week.
last week?
And the week before was Jim.
That's right. Last week was me, and the week before that was you, and now it's you again
Whatever.
after us.
That doesn't make sense.
You know, you just have to
me.
go to our website and follow along. Everybody else does that. You should probably do that.
Should I?
Yeah, do it right now. Let's stop the podcast and if you go look.
Go on to your not walking around.
Okay.
That's right. And so Bryce is going to be seeing.
Something called Abduction from 2011.
Oh,
I have
you're in for a
No idea
treat.
what that is.
You're in for
Sounds
a
like
treat.
sci-fi.
That's not. Just give me a second. Is that the kid from the
Yes,
the
you're
Twilight
going the right.
movies?
Yes, you're
Taylor
going.
Lautner?
Yes, you're going in the
Oh,
right
no.
direction. You were going to say Abduction.
No.
Taylor Lautner.
The werewolf, not the vampire.
He's
Lautner. That's his name.
Team Werewolf. Bryce will be watching Abduction, which, FYI, it's still got a 5.1 on IMDb.
Yeah, no, I've seen it
Of course you
in
have.
2011
Yes.
because I went to everything.
Yes.
That's sort of what
exactly.
I do.
Yeah, so did I.
I didn't.
And that's why I put this in the bag for
All right.
you. Oh, you know what?
Taylor Lautner.
This has been one of the
There you go.
greatest weeks of my life. And that's all I'm going to say. You know what? I don't say it enough, but I love you too. All right. Thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks, Extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey from The Nerdy Photographer for the voice of Rage or Dare. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageYYC.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 don't make us a rage. That's it, but that's a week. A rage on.
Rage on.